What's going on YouTube? Today we're taking a look at a triple dash cam from the guys over at AinAvi. It's the AR212 4K Ultra HD. You heard me right, 4K Ultra HD from such a tiny dash cam. But what makes this dash cam special, not only do you get a 64 gigabyte card included, which is awesome, so thank you for that, but you also get Wi-Fi, GPS, you get triple camera recording, so 4K Ultra HD in the front, 1080p cabin recording, and 2.5K recording from that rear camera. And it uses Sony sensors, so you get an f1.6 aperture, so it's a pretty large sensor in this dash cam. But what I like about this dash cam is you can choose which cameras actually record. So if you don't need that inside camera recording all the time, why take up all that space? You can disable that from within the settings. So let's go ahead and take a look at this camera together and see what it's all about. Before we go ahead and unbox the camera, again, that 4K Ultra HD badge is something that makes this camera pretty sweet in my book. You also get built-in Wi-Fi, and a question that I get asked quite a bit on other videos, this is not going to give you internet, this is not a Wi-Fi hotspot. The Wi-Fi is going to let you download the Roadcam app, and you can change some settings and view all of your files, and you can delete the files as well. Just means you don't have to take out the SD card, so that's what that Wi-Fi is all about. Built-in GPS is awesome. You also get a 2-inch IPS screen. The parking monitor can do time-lapse recording, but you do need to purchase an extra hardwire kit. Loop recording, collision lock, night vision, wide dynamic range. Let's go ahead and unbox it and see what it's all about. So let's take a look. This is the actual dash cam. You can see the size, it fits in the palm of my hand. 4K Ultra HD badging once again. And you do have some buttons here, selectable buttons on the bottom. Here's your micro SD card slot, your power on and off button, and then you do have that inside sensor with some IR lights. On the top of the dash cam, you have Type-C for that rear camera connection, and you also have a mini USB here for power. And inside the box, this is everything that you get, and I'm super excited that they give us a 64 gig card. And it is a U3 type of card, so definitely going to record that 4K goodness. And when you need to take out the SD card to kind of plug it in, you get this little adapter. So again, I think they're including everything that we need. Here's your GPS module as well. Now just a little tip, you can put this in your A-pillar if you don't want to stick it on your window. I know inside most manuals they say put it on your windshield, but I'm not about that type of life. I want a clean installation, so put this in your A-pillar. And then here's your suction cup mount, and AinAvi did the right thing. They're giving you this instead of the adhesive. I don't like sticking anything on my windshield, especially if I have multiple cars and I want to switch out my dash cams. And I also take my dash cams when I do a rental car just to keep myself protected. So I like suction cup mounts personally. Here's your little USB cigarette lighter. Again, mini USB right over there. Your rear camera with Type-C connection. And speaking of that rear camera, here it is. And it does swivel. It does swivel. So this is going to be inside of the cabin. This is not an outside type of mount. Before I download the application, and of course before we go for a drive together, this is the 2-inch IPS screen on the front. So you can see the triple camera setup. On the top left, there's that front facing camera. You can also see the cabin camera is on the top right, and then the rear camera is right here on the bottom half, taking up most of the screen there. So to go into the settings, you have to press these buttons on the bottom, or you can do it from your phone, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit. The inside camera does swivel. This is your cabin camera, so this is a 1080p camera, and it does swivel. One spec they did not mention, you do have a built-in battery on this dash cam. I don't know if you can see that battery right over there on the top. So parking monitor is going to work until the battery drains. So if you want 24-hour parking monitoring goodness, you still need to buy that hardwire kit. And I really like seeing a built-in battery. All dash cams should have built-in batteries for parking monitor, GPS, and Wi-Fi. So this definitely is checking all the boxes at the moment. So let's go into the settings here and see what we get. Taking a look at the resolution settings, you have a couple options. You either have that triple camera setup, so 2.5K, 1080p in the cabin, and 2.5K in the rear, or you can do a dual camera setup, meaning you get 4K recording in the front at all times, and you can choose to have that 2.5K for the rear or 1080 for the inside cabin. So that's what I like about this camera as well. You don't always have to have this inside camera doing its thing, but it's still perfect for you rideshare drivers, and your loop recording time can be from 1 minute to 5, or you can turn it off. And now for this panel in the front, you have a couple options. You can have that triple camera setup. You can just show the rear, you can just show inside, or you can just show the front camera as well. So again, you have a couple different options. So I'm just going to switch that over just to the rear. And you can see the camera switched over just to showing me the full display for that rear camera there. And of course, you can disable audio if you want to. You can also have a timestamp if you need to do a timestamp. The next setting is for G-Sensor. That's your gravity sensor. So if you get in an accident, it's going to automatically lock the files, and you can change the sensitivity from low, medium to high. And higher means increased sensitivity, low means decreased sensitivity, so I usually leave mine on medium, but play around with it and see what works best for you. And there's another setting that's perfect for if you drive a lot. If you're in your car for 12 hours a day, you might be a little fatigued, so the little fatigue reminder is going to beep at you to make sure you're awake, so that could be useful to a lot of people there. Finally, let's turn on Wi-Fi so we can connect the application. Now that we've enabled Wi-Fi, we can connect to the camera from our smartphone, so all you have to do is connect to the Wi-Fi SSID and put in this password 123456778. And now that we're connected, we have to open up the RoadCam application. So let me just allow all of these settings there, and then let's just take a look at what settings we can change from the application here. Click on this little button to connect. So I've gone ahead and switched the camera, so now I have a triple camera setup showing on my phone, and there is a slight delay, but it is what it is. Here's just the front cam, so you can just go ahead and hi guys, you can switch the camera around, and you can also click on video, and this is going to show you anything that was recorded, any actual videos recorded, or if you had any emergency settings. Again, thanks to that G sensor sensitivity setting. Now going back to the dash cam, let's see what other type of settings we can change from the application itself. And let's go ahead and click on settings there. Taking a look at the settings that we can change from the app. Again, most of the relevant settings you can change from the app itself, so you don't have to fiddle with that screen itself. Here's your Wi-Fi password. You can enable or disable sound recording. And then you can also change the loop time. So you have 1 minute, 3, 5, or 10. Again, here's your G-sensor sensitivity. You can change it. I'm just going to switch that to middle right off the back. Then here's your record quality. Again, you can have that dual camera setup, 4K plus 2.5K, 4K and 1080 for the cabin, or the triple camera setup. And then what I like about it as well, you can also change the exposure from the app, so you can mess around with the exposure and get the camera to look exactly how it should. And then of course you can factory reset, or you can format once again. So that's all of the settings from within the application. Again, the application is called RoadCam. And your screensaver is your speed, so I definitely like seeing this. But enough about this dash cam settings and settings and settings. Let's go for a drive and check it out together.
I can't thank you enough for joining us here on this glorious Monday. Ian Rappaport will be joining us in about 13 minutes to chit-chat about all things happening around the NFL. Then we'll have Matt Barnes, former NBA Grace.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I did not know who Scotty Scheffler was. I had no idea. Bland White, it appeared as if that is what Scotty Scheffler was.
Give me all you've got if you're prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees and I may fall.
Here I am in the back seat behind the driver's side, so you can still see me. What's going on, YouTube? This is JabberTech. Now here I am in the passenger side. What's going on, guys? JabberTech once again, making a Home Depot run. You know the deal. And now, of course, passenger side. Someone pulled up right next to me. It's time to go. Inserting the SD card into your computer, everything's nicely categorized, so if you had any emergency recordings that are locked, you'll be able to see them, and they're categorized for the front and the rear and the middle as well. And then if you just want to see your actual video recordings, your files, that's also categorized the same way, the front, the middle, and the rear. And opening up any of one of those folders, you can go ahead and click on any file that you want, and it's going to start playing again on your computer using your video player. Now what I like about this as well is you do have the application pre-installed on the SD card for your GPS location. And if you open up any file, you'll be able to see the map on the top right. You'll be able to see your speed at the bottom and your compass as well. So overall, I think they did a really nice job with this dash cam. I always like to know your opinion though, so let me know what you thought about it. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another video.